Good morning or afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this. We are looking today at equations of quadratic parabolas from key features. What those key features will include are the vertex, the focus, and the directrix. Now, vertex we have talked about quite a bit, but focus and directrix might be new to you. What the focus and directrix are: the focus is a point that is inside your parabola, and a directrix is a line outside the parabola that is perpendicular to your axis of symmetry. And what these two serve as is that if you take any point on your parabola, the distance from the focus and the directrix at that point are going to be the same. Now, where they are the easiest to calculate this distance is when you are at the vertex, because you can go vertically up to the focus or down to the directrix. And again, if this distance has to be the same, that gives us a value that we are going to call P. Don't ask me why it's P. I didn't make this up. I didn't decide the letters. But if we have a vertical parabola, because we are going to talk about horizontals today as well, we again can have standard or vertex form for that parabola. And the relationship, there is a slight typo here that we're going to fix between that value P I just referred to and A, is that A is equal to 1 over 4P, which means P is 1 over 4A. So if you know A or P, you can write the equation of your parabola along with the vertex. Those are the two pieces of information you need. So vertical parabola, opening up or down, depending on whether A is positive or negative. And then we're also going to look today at horizontal parabolas that open either left or right, again, depending on whether A is positive or negative. And the difference here that tells you whether it's vertical or horizontal is where X and Y are in the equation. Notice that they switch spots. So if you have Y equals, you have a vertical parabola. If you have X equals, you have a horizontal parabola. So let's put all of this into action. We are going to look at 3 parabolas here, and we are going to identify the vertex, focus, and directrix. Now, this does not require you to graph. However, it is easier to see visually if you can plot points and count, which is why I have included those grids here. So starting with this first parabola, it is going to be vertical because I have Y equals, and it's going to be opening up because A is positive. That's important to help us know how to orient things. Now, to find my vertex, because this is not in vertex form, I need to use my vertex formula. So H is going to be negative B over 2A. Well, 2 times 1/2 is 1. Negative 3 divided by 1 is negative 3. And then to find K, I'm going to plug negative 3 into my quadratic, and that is going to give me 2.5 or 2.5. So I have a vertex at negative 3, 2.5. I'm going to go ahead and plot that. And now to find my focus and directrix, because those are both P distance away from the vertex, I need to figure out what P is. Now remember that relationship between A and P. A is equal to 1 over 4P. So my A value was 1/2. If that is equal to 1 over 4 times P, well, that means that 2 is equal to 4P. So if I divide both of those sides by 4, that tells me P is 1/2. So both my focus and my directrix are going to be 1/2 away from this vertex. Now, if this parabola is opening upward, as we already established, my focus has to be inside the parabola, so I'm going to go up 1/2 to find my focus, and that is right here at the point negative 3, 3. And then I'm going to go down 1/2 to find the line where my directrix is, and that is this horizontal line, Y equals 2. So your focus will always be coordinates, and your directrix will always be a line. Okay, let's do another example. This is another vertical parabola. I know that because it's Y equals. And this time it's going to be opening down because A is negative. This one is in vertex form for us, so I can look and identify that I have a vertex at 3, 1. And I know I'm opening down, so I'm just going to roughly sketch what that will look like. And this is helpful so that I know where my focus is supposed to go, because remember, your focus is inside your parabola. So then to find that focus, I need to figure out what P is. Well, if A is 1 over 16, and that's equivalent to 1 over 4P, that means 16 is equal to 4p, so dividing both of those sides by 4, p is 4. So to find my focus, I'm going to go down 4, and that gets me the coordinates 3, negative 3. And then to find my directrix, I'm going to go up 4, and that gives me this horizontal line, y equals 5. Okay, one more for this side. This is now x equals, so that tells me that this is a horizontal parabola. And because a is negative, this will be opening to the left. So looking here, I can see that my vertex is at negative 6, negative 5. So I'm going to go ahead and plot those points, or that point, I should say, and it's opening to the left. So I know my focus is going to be somewhere in here. And to find that focus, I need to know what p is. Well, if a is 1 over 12, and that's equivalent to 1 over 4p, that means 4p is equal to 12. So dividing both of those sides by 4, my value for p is 3. So to find my focus, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left, and that is the coordinates negative 9, negative 5. And to find my directrix, I'm going to go 3 to the right, and this is now a vertical line at x equals negative 3. So now that we understand how all of those parts are related to each other, we are going to look at writing the equation of these parabolas when you are given various pieces of information. So quick recap, remember a is equal to 1 over 4p, and then for a vertical parabola, y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, and for a horizontal parabola, x is equal to a times y minus h squared plus k. So to write these equations, we're going to need to find the vertex and the value of p. So on this first one, I'm given the focus and the directrix, and I'm just going to roughly sketch what this would look like because I don't know the vertex and I don't know p just yet. So if I go to 3, 0, this is my focus, and I have a directrix at the line y equals 2. So what that tells me is that this is my focus, and this is my directrix. My vertex is going to be halfway between those two, and my parabola has to be opened down. So this is going to be vertical opening down, which tells me that I'm going to use this formula, and a has to be negative. So I've got that established. I still need to find p, and I need to find my vertex. So if I look at this distance between my focus and my directrix, this from here to here is 2, right? I'm at 0, 3, and then going up to where y equals 2. That is 2. That is twice p. So if 2p is equal to 2, that means p is 1, okay? I know p now. I just need to find the vertex. Well, the vertex is this halfway point between the focus and the directrix. So if this total distance is 2, if I go up 1, that puts me at the point 3, 1. So if my vertex is at 3, 1 and p equals 1, we know it's a vertical parabola opening down. The vertex is at 3, 1 and p is equal to 1. That's everything I need to know in order to put the pieces together into this equation. So y is going to be equal to negative, because it's opening down, 1 over 4, 1 over 4p, p is 1, times x minus 3 squared plus 1. The last two steps are putting in the coordinates for your vertex. All right, let's look at the next one. I'm given the vertex, okay, I need to know that, and I'm given the directrix. So I still need to find p, and I need to figure out the orientation of this parabola. Is it vertical, horizontal? What direction is it opening? So I have a vertex at 0, 0, easy peasy. Directrix is at y equals 10. So this is my directrix. Now remember, we don't intersect the directrix. So if this is my vertex, that means that again is vertical opening down. And p is the distance from the vertex to the directrix. So from here to here, that is 10. So p is 10. So if I know it's vertical opening down, I have a vertex at 0, 0, and a value of p that is 10. That's everything I need to put things into my equation. So y is going to be equal to negative, because it's up and down, 1 over 40 times x minus 0 squared plus 0. And you can leave it like this, or if you wanted to simplify it with the zeros, just negative 1 over 40x squared is also correct. Okay, last one, we have the vertex and the focus. Again, the vertex is important because that's part of my equation. I just need to find P, and I'm going to use the focus to do that. So, we'll call this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have a vertex at 1, 3, and a focus at 6, 3. So that means this is opening somewhere over here to the right. So this is going to be horizontal and opening to the right. That's important because it tells me that this time we're going to use this formula, and A has to be positive for it to be opening to the right. Okay, now how far apart is this vertex from the focus? Well, if I'm at 1, 3 and I'm going to 6, 3, that is a distance of 5. So P is equal to 5. That was the other piece of information we needed. We know it's horizontal to the right. We know the vertex is at 1, 3, and we know that P is equal to 5. So putting all of that into my horizontal equation, x is going to be equal to 1 over 20 times y minus 1 squared, again, because it's horizontal parabola, plus 3. All right, so that is each type of example for the two combinations of two characteristics that you will see. And then, again, throwing in those horizontal parabolas at you, it's just changing where x and y are within your equation. Once you know the vertex and P, you can write the equation for any parabola, whether it's up, down, left, or right.